Sun Tzu was a Chinese general who lived 2,500 years ago. He never lost a battle, not once. And the book he wrote, The Art of War, 13 short chapters, is still being read today by CEOs, athletes, and military commanders across the world. But here's what nobody tells you. This book isn't about war. It never was. It's about winning. In life, in business, in your own head, before the fight even starts. And most people, they're already losing before they take the first step. Today, we're going to change that. 8 lessons, real life, no complicated theory. Just the truth Sun Tzu wrote 2,500 years ago, and what it means for the battles you're fighting right now. Sun Tzu said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." Most people hear that and think, know your competition, know the market, know who's against you. Wrong. Your real enemy isn't out there. It's the voice in your head that says you're not ready. It's the morning alarm you keep hitting snooze on. It's the plan you've been rewriting for 3 years and never started. It's the excuses that sound completely reasonable. I'll start Monday, I'm not in the right position yet. I just need one more thing to fall into place. That's the enemy. And until you admit it's you, you can't beat it. Self-awareness isn't soft. It's the sharpest weapon you have. Know what pulls you off track. Know which environments drain you. Know what time of day you're weakest. Know the patterns you keep repeating. That's not weakness, that's intelligence. And intelligence wins wars. Sun Tzu wrote, "Soldiers must be treated with humanity, but kept under control by iron discipline." Here's the translation for your life. Be good to yourself. Sleep, eat, rest, recover. Take care of your body and your mind, but don't let kindness become an excuse. You can care about yourself and hold yourself to a high standard. Those aren't opposites. Discipline doesn't mean you hate yourself into success. It means you respect your future self enough to do the hard thing today. It means when you don't feel like it, and you won't feel like it, you do it anyway. Because the person who only works when they're motivated will always lose to the person who works when they're not. This is the gap. This is why some people make progress every single month and others stay in the same place for years. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's showing up on the hard days, especially the hard days. Build the discipline while it's still small, before the real battles arrive. Real battles. Sun Tzu said, "Victorious warriors win first, and then go to war. Defeated warriors go to war first, and then seek to win." Read that again. The people who are winning financially right now, they didn't start winning when the money came in. They started winning in the quiet years nobody saw, the nights spent learning, the weekends building something nobody believed in yet, the mornings spent on something everyone else called a waste of time. The athlete doesn't win the race on race day. They win it in every training session, every meal, every hour of sleep. You want more money? The preparation starts before the opportunity arrives. You want better health? The discipline starts before you see results in the mirror. You want respect? The character gets built long before anyone is watching. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start. That moment never comes. The ones who win built the foundation when it wasn't convenient, when it wasn't guaranteed, when it wasn't even logical. And then they walked into the fight already having won it in their mind. Sun Tzu wrote, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." The year you got laid off, the year the relationship ended, the year everything you had planned collapsed in front of you. That wasn't just pain, that was a door. Every major shift in the world, economic crashes, industry collapses, global disruptions, always produces a new group of winners. Not because they were luckier, because they were ready. Because when everyone else was paralyzed by uncertainty, they moved. Chaos separates the prepared from the unprepared. If you've been building skills, saving money, staying consistent, chaos is your moment. If you've been coasting, waiting, spending everything you make, chaos hits like a wall. So the question isn't whether chaos is coming. It always comes. The question is, when it arrives, are you positioned to win from it or destroyed by it? Prepare now, not for the good times, for the moment when everything goes sideways. Because that is when the real game gets played. Sun Tzu said, "Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak." Stop announcing your goals. Every time you tell someone about the business you're starting, the weight you're going to lose, the money you're going to make, your brain releases the same reward it would get from actually doing it. You get the dopamine hit without the result, and then motivation drops, because the brain already celebrated. Build in silence, work in the dark, let people wonder what you've been doing, and then show them. There's another side to this too. When you're struggling, you don't have to broadcast it to people who will use it against you. Protect your energy, protect your process. The world will find out when it's time. Until then, head down, work, and trust me, results speak a language that nobody can argue with. No explanation needed, no announcement necessary. Just the outcome, standing there, doing all the talking for you. Sun Tzu wrote, "He who knows how to wait will win." We live in a world that has convinced you that slow progress is failure. 30-day transformations, overnight success, viral moments. Everyone around you seems to be moving faster, winning louder, growing bigger. And here you are, putting in the work, staying consistent. And it doesn't look like much yet. That feeling? That's exactly where most people quit. And that's exactly why the ones who stay win everything. Money compounds, skill compounds, reputation compounds, trust compounds. Every single valuable thing in life grows on a curve that looks flat for a long time, and then suddenly vertical. The problem is, people quit in the flat part, before the curve turns. Patience isn't passive, it's aggressive. It's choosing to keep going when everything in your mind is telling you to stop. It's the hardest discipline there is, harder than any workout, any diet, any grind session. The market doesn't care about your timeline. Your body doesn't care about your deadline. Mastery doesn't care how badly you want it fast. Whoever waits with purpose wins. Sun Tzu wrote, "Water shapes itself to whatever container holds it." The most dangerous thing you can do is fall in love with your plan. Plans break, markets shift, people change. What worked last year might not work this year. The strategy that got you to your first level of success might be the exact thing blocking you from the next one. The goal stays, the route changes. That's not failure, that's intelligence. Water doesn't fight the rock, it doesn't try to go through it. It finds the way around, keeps moving, and still reaches the ocean. Always. It adapts without losing direction. The people who get stuck are the ones who confuse their method with their mission. They hold on to a way of doing things so tightly that when it stops working, they stop moving entirely. Let go of the version of the plan that isn't working. Stay locked onto what you're actually building. Adapt the how, never the why. The plan is just a tool. The goal is what matters. And remember, the river that bends never breaks. Sun Tzu's final lesson, the one that ties everything together. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Every strategy, every tactic, every principle he ever wrote comes back to this. The single most powerful move you can make is getting brutally honest with yourself. Not comfortable honest, brutally honest. Where are you actually wasting time? What habits are you defending that are keeping you stuck? What fear is showing up as, I'm not ready yet? What excuse have you been repeating for so long that it started to feel like a fact? Most people avoid this conversation with themselves. It's uncomfortable. It forces accountability. And accountability means you can't blame the economy, or your upbringing, or your circumstances anymore. But the moment you have that conversation, everything shifts, not because the world changes, because you do. You start seeing clearly. You start moving with purpose. You stop fighting yourself and start directing yourself. Sun Tzu didn't write The Art of War for generals. He wrote it for anyone willing to face the real battle, the one inside. If this hit different, Marcus Aurelius is next, a Roman emperor who conquered an empire by conquering himself first. Make sure you're subscribed.